everyone, and welcome to Bronyville. It's Bronyville episode 134, recorded on December 21st, 2013. I'm your host, Apple Cider. We're so close to Christmas now, if you believe in that holiday. Hey, Sandy.
You.
How are you?
I've canceled Christmas this year.
No more Christmas. Are you Scrooge? Nope. Scrooging it up?
Yep.
What's your favorite Christmas movie?
God, Home Alone.
Really?
Is probably one of the movies that I've watched on Christmas the most.
But does that make it the best Christmas movie?
No, but I'm actually kind of hard-pressed to think of movies that I associate strongly with Christmas.
Okay, here's mine. Scrooged.
Actually, I also like The Muppet Christmas Carol.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Scrooged is your favorite story? Oh, The Muppet Christmas. Scrooge is really good. I like that because it has that guy. My brain wants to say Eddie Murphy, and I know that is absolutely wrong. Bill Murray, thank you. It would have been different with Eddie Murphy. But yeah, I really like that movie. Though I understand if you watch it now, a little long in the tooth. A few too many scenes. Peanut Christmas is pretty good.
Yeah, that's one of those classics you always hear, but like, I don't know. It's like I can't really watch it anymore because I'm too critical on like the quality of animation and sound quality. True.
I don't know. There's something about that the Christmas Carol they sing, just the minor notes it hits, that there's some part of my brain that just releases endorphins for some reason. I don't know why. Just I don't know why. There's something about that song I like because it doesn't sound like your usual Christmas-y song. I don't know. But yeah. What about you guys? What do you like? Never like Peanuts? I don't generally like it, but that's like the only one that I thought. Jim Carrey's The Grinch. I admit I've never actually seen that.
That one is really good.
Is it?
Yeah, he did a really good job.
Mm-hmm. I hear a lot of like, come to Universal Studios, and they have somebody that sounds exactly like Jim Carrey as the Grinch, yeah. So yeah, we're really close to Christmas. Probably by the time you get this, actually, will it be if we actually catch up to our episodes? Which I'm sorry that we're behind, because we had M was finishing up his coursework, so it means that the editing is a little behind. So we're about one week removed. But actually, if the episodes catch up, I guess this will hit you on Christmas, which would be a good time. I may actually release we have a recording of the lost tabletop with Mike the Mike that may go out, so that could be funny. We'll see.
Yeah, that's from February or January this year.
January, yeah.
Huh.
It won't be great quality, but it'll be something. So
it will be a thing.
Oh, Sandy, has anything else happened this week?
Stuff.
Yeah.
Well, self-inflicted fires.
Something like that. We'll talk about that in topic time a little bit. But it's just the two of us, so I guess there's beyond the usual. You still like the white mare?
Yep.
All right. I still like the purple one. She leveled up.
Cool.
Okay. Let's see. I'm trying to think if there's anything else we want to cover right now. I guess not. We could just move that sponsor thing, I guess.
Yep. I think the stream's died, AC.
Nah, it's been doing that.
Yeah, it's showing as offline on my end.
Yeah, Starry, if you could boot the stream. It's been doing that, especially if we try and record, but I don't even think we're recording. Well, then restart it, I guess. I'm sorry. Anyway, let's start it. Let's save it for the recording.
I hope we're recording.
Well, remember, the physical copy is still recording.
Oh,
remember,
right.
I set up redundancy. Planny pony.
That's right. There we go.
Oh, okay.
All right. So yes, we live fine. 10% off using our coupon code Bronyville10. They have already got shirts up for Power Ponies.
Jeez.
Because they had that stuff ready. They also have some Bravest Warriors Bendy figures. That's kind of cool.
Ooh.
So that's kind of neat. And they've But yeah, they've added in Power Ponies logo, Defenders of Equestria. They've also had Flutter Hulk, which is just the most ridiculous thing.
Yeah.
And some of the stuff from the comics, including lithographs from the cover of Big Mac's issue first, the first one, with him. This town gets a little stranger every day with Derpy and Screwloose and Pinkie Pie et al. So 18 by 24 art print or paper size. The art size is 14 by 20. That's right. Have to have matting room. But that's up there, and that's pretty cool.
Oh, God.
They also have that same vector art on a shirt without the background. So it's Big Mac, Apple Bloom, Pinkie Pie, Screwloose, Derpy, and background mare with an ice cream cutie mark.
Oh, God. The pony cosplay shirt is horrific. I love it.
Which one?
The men's pony cosplay. I'll put it in the chat real fast.
Okay.
The chat that nobody can actually see, so they're going to be quite confused.
Oh yes, it's Derpy and Fluttershy in the horrific Dash and Pinkie Pie costumes from one of the comics, and Fluttershy looks suitably horrified.
Yeah, it's pretty amazing. All right, next sponsor. Oh yeah, and don't forget Bronyville 10% off your purchase. Helps you with the price of shipping, so shipping is cool.
BabsCon, you can use our coupon code again, Bronyville 10, get 10% off your registration at checkout. That's kind of cool.
And they have every guest.
Yes, they've gotten every guest. It's interesting.
Yep.
Every guest.
All the guests.
They have a lot of them that are like West Coast anyway, so, you know.
Yeah, I mean, it's like, Dear Miss Tara Strong, would you like to be on a 1 hour car drive to, into a 1 hour airplane ride to take some money from people? Okay. I know. Sorry, Starry is losing her mind. The fact that We Love Fine has a puppy cat plush. So, but yeah, Bronyville 10% off any registration, both the normal or the any of the advanced registrations, 10% off for BabsCon. So go check that out. I believe that's babscon.com. And my audio thing trugs along. If you are interested, that is audiostratus.com. Just got the brand new Look Sick website up. And so I just need people on the mailing list that are interested in the product. It is still very, very much in a bootstrap stage. So, any help is highly appreciated. And that's about all the update I have on that. It's just slow going right now. Always in the need of the money. Oh boy, making a business is hard. So.
It certainly is.
All right. Well, topic time, Sandy. What do you think we should talk about?
Well, there's this thing that we tried to do that we're kind of still doing.
We're still doing it.
We're still doing.
You know what? We set ourselves up for this to some degree, but that's just the nature of how these things are. So,
yes.
So let's explain. We're doing the Golden Muffin Awards again this year, and I more or less decided
it was all you.
It was all me. Decided that to kind of beef it up, and because last year we had a little bit of, it didn't feel as involved as I wanted it to be, because it was a lot of us making votes, us making decisions, and then just kind of reigning over with our panel. And for the most part it was okay, but I never really felt like we really nailed down anything that felt. I just wanted more community involvement. So one of the things that I did this year was that we opened up the nominations for the community, and we had a huge outpouring on those, like 500 entries and all the information. And we included both the normal, like, what's your favorite, pony of the year. We included, favorite artist and favorite music, fan musician, all that stuff, in addition to our negative categories, which people wonder why we do those. So those are like the negative categories of worst idea, the Bronze Star Award for, the You Tried Award, which was interesting because we didn't get any flack when we first submitted those. Like nobody actually, people were just like, all right, we'll nominate whatever. And then once the actual names came up in the ballot that just attached, now that they could see what the actual nominations were, offensive.
Maximum offensed.
So let me just explain a little bit about how the Golden Muffins worked this year. So what we did was I simply set up a regular old Google poll that was like, hey, write in whatever you want. Write in what you feel for each of these categories so that there's a nomination. Anything that gets enough nominations to make the top 5 appears on the list, which was what pretty much happened. Everything that you see there, sans a few that I had to play with a little bit, is exactly 100% what the fandom actually put down for those entries. That is both the good ones as well as the bad ones. So that is the reason why those appear. I felt that when I was putting down the entries that are listed there, that I had kind of 2 routes I could go. I could fudge them. I could play with them because it wasn't nice and fair and, someone could get their feelings hurt. But let's be honest, this is an awards show. Someone always gets their feelings hurt. That's kind of unfortunately what award shows end up doing, no matter how lighthearted, because this person should have won, that person should have gotten nominated, there's always going to be some form of moaning, even though if you know anything about the show, we're just a bunch of goobers. That's pretty much as far as it is.
We are not in fact super professional, mega professionals.
Indeed.
We are dudes that just put on a show about stuff we enjoy.
Right. So, there are definitely, so there was 2 groups that kind of popped up in the past few days since I launched that on Thursday. The first one was based off, I'll be 100 direct on this one. The first one was based on the worst idea directed towards Rena-chan there was a few votes for it, but in the end, there's really nothing about it that constituted a worse idea beyond just people wanting to be pains in the ass. So I went, you know what, that's fine enough that just gets wiped out because it was just, there was no history, there was no reason behind why it was there. So that seemed acceptable that just be moved and changed. As for the other one, which I will get because that one is staying as a nomination, and I do not wish to bring it up directly because therefore it could modify the current voting of said nomination, and I want to keep this as honest and direct as possible because I believe in accurate test results. People didn't like the fact that it was nominated for bad things, even though it was nominated for good things as well. And took to coming after me as the worst thing on the planet, as well as Sandy, as well as others. Yes, it did get to the point that people sent death threats, or a death threat, let me be honest.
Singular.
Yeah, and it was simply because...
Death is too good for you.
Yeah, because as this was happening, I made a tweet to Sandy stating that, if they take me, that I would like him to burn me along with all of my recording gear in a longboat so I can go meet Ryan Davis, our now the late Ryan Davis, one of the hosts of the Giant Bombcast up in podcast Valhalla, which was obviously the worst thing I could ever do in the world is to hope to...
The funnier bit with that was that you had said that after the nominations were closing, and we were like, this could go badly. We were aware that, this could happen, but, damn the torpedoes were going in anyway.
Yeah.
And they, context means nothing. And so people were like, oh, how dare he compare his, I've never listened to this guy, but he's obviously terrible and nonsense like that. And it's one of those things you post. I've never listened to them, but they're obviously terrible.
Which my response is, thanks for listening. You know, I'm not going to waste my time on someone that is simply going to swallow down the first bit of information that they get about someone and not actually look at the facts. So, I've got better things to waste my time on than to try and make someone feel better that doesn't give a crud anyway. So, can't make everyone happy. But yeah, so let me explain the last bits of what's going to happen with this as well. Because, Sandy, we also need to hammer down the date for this thing. Because the 28th is a little close for me.
Yep.
So we've got two options. We can either do it on the 1st or on the 31st/1st and make it an awards show that happens on New Year's Eve /day. I don't know what your schedule's like on that.
It really depends on the time.
Okay. How's New Year Day for you?
Again, it's one of those really depends on the time.
Okay. All right. Otherwise, we do it on the 4th, like a regular show time.
Okay.
So.
Just New Year's Eve. I always got my usual big New Year's Eve party. And the 1st is my 10th anniversary.
Oh, all right.
So depends on the time.
I see. And the New Year's Eve happens to be my birthday. So no,
that's also my sister's birthday.
Gasp! We share birthdays. All right, then tell you what. Let's push it to the 4th then, so that way we don't do that. So we'll do the actual show. We'll do the actual noms on the 4th. That way it gives everyone ample time, and also we've officially pushed we've pushed 2013 off, and we don't have to worry about being in the moment, because there were a lot of in the moment votes, it seems, for nominations rather. So what happens now? We are taking the votes. There's a vote ballot out there. I probably want to see if it can get up to Equestria Daily now that the Dogs of War have been pulled off. Even if it means that Seth may not actually ever get a girlfriend. Funny email to Seth warning him not to post and that he would never get a girl if he did post it.
It's not that because he would run, not because he runs a My Little Pony fan site, but because he posted our contest.
You're right.
Yeah.
People are...
They can't take this shit seriously.
Here's a slow clap for you. Yeah, that's... Can we give that one the Bronze Star Award? But whatever. But right, so here's an idea, because I realized pretty blatantly that when the nominations were coming in, that a large number of them were coming from /MLP. A large number, a massive number. The amount of times I had to remove Capper General from every single category was enormous.
You mean he's not the best convention?
No, he's not the best convention, unfortunately. Matter of
fact,
fact,
the best background pony.
Matter of fact, anyone that included Capper in things that were patently not included in Capper, I simply removed their votes. You weren't trying, so.
Likewise, the individuals who just decided to spam the inbox with, racial slurs.
Yes, that one too. Good going, guys. But yeah, I quickly I identified that if we made it a fan vote, it would be one of those things that would simply be flooded by... I always hate People's Choice Awards, because People's Choice Awards are simply... they're celebrity. They're hey, how popular is this person contests, opposed to like actual gauging how good it is. So the actual vote, so there are 7 votes that are going to be given for each award. And 2 of those votes come from the actual votes. The other 5 are actually decided from the panel that we're going to have on the show on the 4th. So what this means is that if there is something that is good, that those 2 votes will be incorporated to what everyone has. Those 5 if the votes are, let's say, for something that is not entirely, that is highly voted for, but we think that there is something that technically has more weight. For instance, I think a lot of people forget stuff that happened earlier in the year. I shan't say things because it would influence voting. But there are certainly things that I think that we will bring up on the show for the voting that that we're going to bring. If there is a tie for whatever reason, then therefore the fan votes will end up being the tiebreaker. So,
Yep.
yep. So yeah.
So how many votes are we up to, AC?
Oh,
I
boy.
can't see that.
Okay, let me. I'll have to load up that Google Doc.
I have linked the form, but I can't link. I don't have the responses.
Yeah. Well, and that's good. I actually had a fair number of people be like, "Could you share out that document?" Or you just got the automatic Google thing of like, "Hey, you know,
This person wants access.
like no."
No.
Random dude wants access to the document that has all the data. No. Let's see.
That sounds like a terrible idea.
Let's see. Actually, I need to sign in. There we go. All right, this is just going to take a little bit. Anything you want to say, Sandy? While I do this?
It's just really weird to have this happen. I mean, it's one of those things, yes, we knew it could, but, to see it happen and then just go from zero to nuclear firestorm so quickly is surprising in a way.
Mm-hmm. By the way, for any of the people that are curious on any of the entries, especially some in the negative category, I did include links, so if you are curious about the backstory or anything on that, you should be able to do it. With one particular person, just go to Derpy Buru and type in their name, and you might be able to find some stuff. Especially one that just got mentioned. So, but let's see. Nomination form, ballot. Here we go. Responses. So let me see here. Pulling up the form, taking forever to load, just to give you an idea. We have hit 1,000.
Nice.
We are at, if you exclude the top row, we are at 1,003 entries. Well, let me recount that. Actually, for some reason, it showed me that there was 1,003, but there's not. Okay, 903.
Okay.
903. Still pretty substantial.
Yep.
That is a damn good sample size. So. But yeah, so as said, for the ones in the negative categories, negative advertising, the You Tried Award, best worst idea, etc. The best spaghetti chef, if you want to take that as a negative award. The reason that we have those in there is not to go doo-hoo-hoo, look how dumb they are, God, are they so dumb, but to actually sit there and go, all right, why was this considered like this? Why was this the worst idea? Why was Equestria Girls a bad idea? Why was the Twi'lek drama a worst idea? Why was this Celestia thing a bad idea? Sit there and actually take the time and go over it and go, why did people think this way? Not to sit there and poke fun at things that, let's be honest, people spent a lot of time over. So, you can certainly say that the purpose of this was to create drama, because we are bringing up what could be considered bad parts of the fandom. We are bringing up things that are not entirely nice if you want to take it in that direction. True. But I also believe in the idea that you have to learn from your mistakes to grow from it. And if you don't, you'll simply do the same dumb mistake again, fall into the same dumb trap,
and that'd be dumb.
And you've only got yourself to blame. So, yeah. And then let's completely not forget that there's like 30 other entries that you can do for stuff that is totally benign and show related and fun. Let's not forget that there's stuff like Beard of the Year, where you could vote for who has the best beard, best pony tumbler, best social media, best Philly cult, best meme, best main six in a supporting role, best episode, like actual stuff that is fun. And by the way, only the last page you have to submit. If you don't see something there that you don't know, you can just pass it by. We just simply want entries on the very last one. So, you can bypass any of the ones that you don't want to do on that first page if you so feel like it, and just can move on. So, yep.
Yep.
I guess the stream's back up. Is that true?
It would seem so.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to make sure. It seemed like people were responding, but I was just kind of, yeah. But yeah, there's
always serious business.
I spent a considerable amount of time putting everything together for this, because I wanted to make something that would be fun and would be interesting. And I realized completely that there were going to be people that would have sour grapes over this, And the funny thing is that at least some of these sour grapes only furthers the arguments in certain categories. So that'll be interesting. But as said, for any of the ones out there, I hope that they win the categories that they want, and that they understand that if they win some of the ones that may be negative, it is not a poke fun, ha ha ha, look at this, but simply a reflection of the fandom for the last year. So, there you go. Also, a note I should make: if a nomination is not present that was supposed to be there, or that you had voted for, part of the reason that it was not present was for a factor of reasons such as A, it wasn't released this year, which could be A, it was something from a year before, or B, was something that hasn't been officially released yet, aka Legends of Equestria. Got tons of that for Best Pony Game. Unfortunately, still in beta. So that was where I drew the line on that. Or it was simply, we're trying to keep these PG. So sorry for people who submitted Best Pony Game as some sort of, yeah.
You're saying that,
Yeah.
You're saying that the game that we were not going to mention is not best?
Yeah, the band from some site, yeah.
Yeah.
It's also, I don't believe, released this year. Yeah. So there's that. I think that's all I really have to say. And I can say further on the actual award show. But please go out there and vote. If you don't want to vote for some categories, don't feel like you have to. There's the show fun categories, and God knows that M.A. Larson is actually tweeting and trying to battle like Dusty Cat and some of the other guys in the best beard category, and that's a tough fought category too. Holy
beards
crap.
Are serious business.
Like, those beards are pretty intense. You've got like Dusty Cat with that nice full down. You've got DJ Shamrock with his full just massive beard. That's a fun category. There's also some really big surprises, and I'm looking at all the votes. It'll be fun. It will be fun. Sandy, it will be fun.
I'm sure it will be.
It will be. It's just we're in the moment where everything is a crazy, squealing, screaming mass. It'll be okay. So, yeah. How about you? How are you, Sandy?
I'm okay, I guess. I have not burned everything away and just gone no and throwing my pony stuff into the street.
Really? Not like that Tumblr post you made?
And the thing is, that was posted sort of tongue in cheek.
To give context, Sandy did a rage quit fandom post. Akin.
Well, the thing is, and the funny bit is that it was just a rewrite of the end of Toonami.
Really?
The first time when so it's not like it was even terribly original. It was just, hey, it's the end. Game over. Game over, yeah. But yeah, I deleted it. But then DefMech reblogged it, and then Capper capped it, and I was like, well, crap. Oh, well, let's make everybody panic. because why not?
Yeah. Oh, it's so silly. But however, it's as we've always said, even with this show, even with the actual show, repeat to yourself it's just a show, and it's not like, well, let me finish that. Repeat to yourself it's just a show. I should really just relax. And the fact that I find it just hilarious, the fact that this is a silly awards show, that if anybody has ever actually listened to our show knows that I guess we are ponies celebrities or people of note or something like that.
That's just silly.
Which, I don't know. I really just consider myself a guy, and it may just be that we're like the only one doing a stupid yearly award show. And there's been a ton of retweets from people being like, "Hey, vote for us on this. Hey, go check us out on this. Come on, vote." There's been a ton of that as well. So,
Yeah, I don't know. People are silly.
They are. Is it episode 135? I don't know.
Episode Pi.
Episode Pi. Sure. 134, 135. We're in a time loop.
3.14.
There you go. So yeah,
Episode Pi.
I think that is all we have on that piece. So,
Yep.
just remember, we're not here to make any enemies or make anyone ooh. Even the people that are on there that may consider themselves enemies for dumb reasons is not that way. However.
Yep.
The award show is stupid, but I better win. There was a lot of that. There was certainly like, oh God, I'm on this thing for negative things. Go vote me for the good categories. Like, really? Sick the dogs of war, but make sure to still leave me good votes. So bizarre. So, all right. Well, let's go ahead and move forward. We got billions of pieces of news here, Sandy.
Yep.
Our
But
news
they're gonna be
ponies.
fast.
Yeah, our news ponies have been hard at work, but they're still little news nuggets. News nugs.
Sure. Okay, so first of all, Missing Pony has really done a great job and gotten a million different bits of news.
Oh wow. And organized them in different type, and we got video games, other news. Look at you go. You're a keeper.
It's like, you sure did a good job as a volunteer. Congratulations, your staff. No! How it works in conventions, kids.
Wow, you do a good job. How'd you like to do this for the whole weekend? Yay. You get to sit behind registration and stare at computers.
Oh. I know that feeling.
All right, Sandy, I must always ask you, when we start the news, what is the fandom fire status?
Smoldering remains of an inferno. And it's self-inflicted.
It is, as I was saying, it was the licks of flames coming upon my longboat as I floated towards Valhalla, but I believe that's cooled down now.
Yes. Okay, so news.
Yeah.
All right. First of all, Starbound pony mods. You can play as both regular ponies or anthro ponies. I personally have had very little luck with the mods. I don't know why. I tried installing the Anthropony mod and it borked my install. Thankfully, I saved my save files so I didn't lose my progress. But if you can figure it out, because the modding process is not the most clear, I suppose, and both mods are still under construction because the game is in serious beta mode. They're still adding lots of stuff. So, check it out. If you have Starbound's really fun. Why not add ponies?
Yeah, I just realized that Sandy is... I was like, yeah, I'm tier 3, and then I realized Sandy has sunk 60 hours into the game.
Yes.
This is what happens when there's no updates in WoW. No reason to grind the dailies.
No. It'd be dumb. Next up is Star Scroll Academy got a sort of, kind of, but not really cease and desist. They were told, hey, why don't you guys just change some names, okay? And so they did. Star Scroll Academy it's a visual novel based upon the main six as girls in a school, and I'm going to assume that you are the protagonist and you woo one of the main six.
It's Max dating sim.
Though
it is cute as hell.
Oh yeah, it's very cute. And Pinky is now Inigo Montoya, as the provided image attests. There is a new Diablo 2 style game with ponies called Breach of Harmony. I'm guessing this guy... I mean, I've not paid much attention to EQD, so this is all news to me. It is a 3D isometric Diablo-alike. That is in very, 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 very early pre-alpha.
Yeah, pre-alpha. So yeah.
So we'll see where that goes.
As with most video game projects, here's to hoping it comes out.
Yeah.
Minty Fresh Adventure 2. Let's see what this is.
It is a...
it's making music.
Yes, it is... It is auto-playing. You link the game.
Websites that autoplay music. Bad.
It's Colgate, Lyra, and... who else? Lyra and Sparkler in addition to Minty, and it is a pony platforming game. It is apparently... It is incomplete. It is in a complete state, so you can play it on your PC.
Oh, good. And that is linked in the show notes that you can see over at BronyShow.com or BronyvillePodcast.com, as always.
Yep.
All right. Well, this is we can break out into a bigger discussion because a missing pony has linked us here. What to expect in a box of My Little Pony collectible card game cards, and someone in this group of us, the two of us, has actually spent some time with the card game.
And some money.
And some money, I suppose. So let's go ahead. Let's see. So the link shows what comes in a box and ratio of rares and etc. But I'm more interested. Sandy, is the game good?
Yeah, actually, it pretty much is.
Okay, good. I'm glad we talked about this.
It's one of those things that could have been a crappy little cash grab, or they're trying to make it a serious game. And it seems to be a fairly serious game. It has some very weird mechanics, and it's not so much that you're playing against your opponent, that you're trying to beat them to the punch on problem solving. Basically, each player has a problems deck. That's the methodology. That's the method of how you gain points. And you have a main character, which provides your first point of that color. So I have played the Rarity and Dash deck. At the premiere, I picked up both decks and played with just the Rarity one because I didn't have enough time to play with the other one. I actually lost against the Twilight and Applejack deck a couple times. You have your main character, and they are in your home, and then they provide one of the elements. So Rarities is honest, is generosity. Get my pony's elements of harmony wrong. That would be terrible.
Sandy.
I'd be fired. So with Rarity there, you can play ponies that have a little mark on the side that says 1 or 2. 1 element, you probably have 1 on the field of prerequisite. So you can play that, and then it builds up that way. And then there are some ponies of the opposite color of the other color in your deck, which don't have a prerequisite and provide 1 as well. So the game can get you into a situation where you're getting nothing but the other color in your hand, but they're all 2 and 3 value cards, and you don't have any essentially weenies 1/1 characters to play.
Mm-hmm. So to kind of explain out the characters a little bit. So what was Rarity's kind of play style? What was she was based on?
Rarity is... this is going to be using a lot of magic analogies.
Okay.
And
Oh boy, he's pulling out sheets of paper to explain this. Well, I understand that. What was it? Twilight was about gaining points, and Rainbow Dash was something about like pulling people onto the game mat quickly. If I'm correct.
Yeah, I'm actually pulling out the cards that I have.
Okay.
They're in a little. I don't have like a box for them because I don't have enough to justify a box yet.
Mm-hmm.
Which I should note that I have 1 quad box and 9 long boxes of Magic the Gathering cards, not counting Yu-Gi-Oh! And other cards too.
Oh,
so.
oh, geez. Oh, God.
Man. Oh, geez.
Oh, gee.
So which deck did the rubber band break on? So the deck I have pulled out is the Rarity deck. Rarity and Applejack. Or Rarity and Dash. So Rarity's thing, I have to find her card. Her basic ability is basically the main characters have a special ability that after you fulfill the requirement on the card becomes a permanent boost. So Rarity gets the ability to look at the top card of your opponent's deck and decide if you want to put it back on top or put it to the bottom of the deck. And this ability, oddly enough, until they clarify it, stacks. So you can have multiple generosity type ponies that basically allow you to cycle through your opponent's deck and starve them for cards that they need. Kind of cool.
And then you pair that with Applejack, whose ability is
forcing discards.
Right. So it's pretty much a manage your other character's deck
strategy. So Rainbow Dash, her ability, once you boost her, hers is actually kind of hard to boost because someone has to play a Troublemaker card on you, and most people only park like 4 or 6 of those in their deck. Basically, you have to win a problem with the Troublemaker, or win a confrontation with the Troublemaker with Rainbow Dash to get her ability. But her ability is really, really powerful. It's called Swift, which allows you to move this card for 1 action token as opposed to 2. So basically, you get half cost to move Rainbow Dash around to problems. Additionally, when you move this card from home to a problem, you may pay one more to move another one of your friends from home to that problem. So basically, you get a 2 for the price of 1 at a problem. So you get Rainbow Dash and another pony at a problem for the same cost of it being just 1 pony. And usually, based upon the numbers, if it's on your side, that's enough to actually solve the problem, get the points, and, start winning faster.
Mm-hmm. And that she's usually paired, at least right now, with Twilight, I believe.
No. So the decks that started out is Rarity and Rainbow Dash and Twilight and Applejack.
Okay. And Twilight is some sort of like resource gathering, it sounded like.
Yeah, Twilight has basically mana gain. Every time you... I gotta read the card's description. But basically, every time you do something... When you win a face-off involving the card, you get an extra action point that and those bank from turn to turn. They don't go away. So each turn you get action points, but if you don't spend them all, you keep them.
Okay, so she just retains them so you can use them later. Okay.
Yeah, and Applejack's is stubborn. I think there's another card. She has other cards that force discards, but Applejack's boosted ability is when one of your friends in this card at home or problem is dismissed, you may put it on the top of your deck. So basically, if dismissed in pony parlance is basically sent to graveyard, the discard pile.
And and speaking of the discard pile, I understand that's what happens with Pinky a lot.
Pinky's ability is called Random. Anytime you do a face-off with her and the card that you pull comes up with a value of 1, you get to draw another one. But there's also some discard abilities. Pinkie Pie has a card. It's a 4-cost 2 prerequisite value card. It's called it's Pinkie Pie. Oh, really?
Oh no, we're discovering new things about the game as we go.
Okay, so this is actually a character card. I thought it was an action card. So it's Pinkie Pie as a friend. So it's designed to be paired with another. So it goes in a deck that's laughter and some other color.
Mm-hmm.
And basically, when you play this card to a problem, dismiss an opponent's friend at that problem. Basically, Pinkie Pie
Lures them away to a party.
Yes, and the text on the card says "fall asleep."
Wait, what? What? Huh?
You know, it's just the
Wait.
headlock.
No, Pinky. You're gonna go do parties. It's not. And any clue what Fluttershy does?
Fluttershy is basically Weenie Horde. Basically, she has abilities that let her summon up lots of critters.
Mm-hmm.
And
she's Sir Grush Keck.
Yes, she is. And she gets boosts, and she can move move the animal friends for cheap. Basically, you have to manage your higher value characters, but you also have the opportunity to play a lot of little bitty characters.
Okay. So hey, at least it sounds good that this is something that is actually that's actually not just like cash grab. I mean, it sounds like they actually spent some time figuring out game mechanics and everything around this. So is this actually out now? Is it purchasable at this point?
Yes, it is out. The game is in stores. Now, it's kind of interesting because the store that hosted the premiere is that I went to. They sold out completely. They had like 6 or 7 boxes of cards and a couple boxes of the starter packs.
Yeah.
And they had like 70 people show up.
Yeah, I can imagine those were sold out.
And there's another store here in Bedford, Legends Cards and Games, which is interested in hosting stuff on Sundays. So like basically Friday Night Magic, Sunday Night Ponies. So that's pretty cool. I have not had the opportunity to really go and play a bunch versus more people.
Mm-hmm.
So
Missing Pony is stating that at least in Oregon that they've spotted boosters at Targets.
Yes,
so.
I actually managed to pick up some for myself and for Leatherneck, and his draws were way better than mine. Well, I didn't get very good cards in my deck,
and
in my booster.
Each deck has rares and foils, etc. So
they're pre-constructed, and they're designed to be able to play out of the gate. I mean, all the games that I played were basically with unadulterated decks.
And also, if you end up coming across a foil wildfire, Sibsy would like to get that from you.
Yeah. What was cool, though, is Alpha Brony from Brony Time was in town, and he and I met up for the release, and we played some, and he won. But
what a jerk.
It was cool to meet him. They're the future of independent pony podcasting. So yeah, the CCG is pretty cool. I haven't dumped a lot of money into it yet, like $50. Is kind of like a lot of money. I don't know. But like the Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie 2-player deck is also out there. Leatherneck had it when he came by last night to pick up his boosters I found for him. And that actually comes with 2 complete decks. It's Pinkie Pie and Fluttershy main character cards, but also I think Fluttershy is paired with Twilight, maybe, and then Fluttershy is with Rarity, and Pinkie is with Dash. I'm not sure what the other color combinations are, but you get both foil Pinkie and foil Fluttershy.
And you can obviously mix between them and figure out. Based off of this, I'm sure that there are going to be people that will start going deck building crazy, and then I'll end up getting cards and spending money on it, and then eventually I'll end up rage quitting because I eventually realize that I'm really bad at playing card games, as usual.
Yep.
Why must they tease me so? All right, let's see. Let's move along. So, good that the card game actually is something to pay attention to. Also,
Yep.
the rules for the card game are now listed in the Google Doc if you're interested. And My Little Karaoke updated. Let's take a look
Yes.
at what they did.
They released the base game is only 2.8 gigs. The additional content disc is 2.6. So, needless to say, they have added a ton of content. Gotta see. They have foreign songs, foreign song packs. Huh.
And it cost you a total of $0.00.
Yeah, and what's really cool. Okay. Come on. My uTorrent did not want to start. So they have stuff from season 1 through 3, foreign songs, stuff from Equestria Girls, and then a ridiculous amount of community fandom songs. 9 community packs.
So does it mean that me and you can get up there and sing "It'll Be Okay"? I don't know if that's on there.
Yes, actually it is.
On there.
They have Friendship is Witchcraft, Gypsy Bard Extended, It'll Be Okay, Pinky's Brew, Princess of the Night, and Sweetie's Big Race.
That's great. That's great.
So we might have to that
BabsCon. That'd be really good. But no, actually at Sac Brony Expo, they had an entire room dedicated to the karaoke, and there was not a period of time where that room was not full with people just going in there and singing. So it was pretty fantastic on that. So heck, even at what was that con I went to? Nightmare Nights. I think they had that up in a games room somewhere. Or wait, no, that might have been Brony Can. I don't know. There's been too many cons. Too many cons, Sandy.
Yep.
Okay.
The ride never ends.
Certainly doesn't. Okay, let's see. Moving on the news, non-game related. Bat Pony write-off results posted.
This was something that EQ did back in October, and they have finally released the results of these stories featuring Bat Ponies, because Bat Ponies are awesome. Interview with a Bat Pony, Choosing of the Guard, Eyewitness, Absolutely Batty, and the winner was Ghosts by Ponydor Prancy Pants. And all these are on FemFiction, as you would expect. And they're just little slice of life.
All right.
Well, stories. So if you want to read stuff about the best OC type ponies that have been out there that are not too edgy for you, check it out.
Bat Ponies are pretty good. Pretty good. Anyway, Sandy, it took me a little bit of time, but I realized the exact reason why you like Rarity so much.
Why is that?
It's because she only cares about her friends and how she looks.
Yes, that's according to at least the TV show The Neighbors. It was like a really random throwaway thing that oh hey, this is newsworthy. Hey, look.
Well, they definitely did mention Rarity as her favorite
She cares
pony,
about her looks and her friends.
and that's it.
Yeah.
And then later on gets an actual pony, names her Rarity, and again says it's her favorite because only cares about her friends and how she looks.
Yes. So Google Trends has recognized ponies as the 9th of the top 10 toy search for in 2013. Because, hey, that means that My Little Pony is making money for the company, which means that, hey, the show probably continues. Yay. Snowflake, the roid-raged pony, could be showing up into future episodes as a character. I don't know.
Could that be the interesting fan character that we said would have more speaking lines?
That would be a cop-out, but yeah. Who knows? Somebody spliced together the femcast singing the Gypsy Bard, which is kind of funny. It doesn't sound very good, but they say all the words. They get a bronze star for effort. The next thing, the IDW has listed a limited edition comic issue, of which they are printing 12.
Ooh.
But you have to send your entry to contest@idwpublishing.com with the subject line, "What My Little Pony Has Taught Me." They are...
Don't make an award show.
Yes. It's an ultra limited variant cover of My Little Pony number 12. And basically it's good until you can submit things until December 31st, which means that, My Little Pony has taught me that friendship is special, or, whatever. You can write it in, they choose the best or toss you into the raffle, and you can win one of several very exclusive covers from IDW. So, what did My Little Pony teach you? It's a cartoon.
How to enjoy a cartoon.
Yes.
Let's see. Galacon AMA follow-up. I don't know how much of that is. You can go check that out if you're interested, I suppose.
And Galacon, and am asking them anything.
Yep. Let's see. WTVY4 News features Pony in their year in review segment. So
I tell you what, every time they get linked, every time they get linked off of EQD, their traffic has to double. There's no other reason why they would just talk about the Bronies that much, unless they have a Brony on staff.
Oh yeah, it's Dothan, Alabama again. I believe they do.
It's like, hey, the Bronies did this thing.
Okay, listen, I'm sorry. That announcer sitting at the table, I can smell it off of him. I don't know.
Yeah.
He's got that look, that deadness in his eyes.
He's like, I have plunged.
Look at that man and state that he is not a Rainbow Dash fan.
As they have, clearly he's a Twilight fan because he's got her sitting right next to him.
He's just doing that to throw you off the scent.
Oh.
Yeah, I bet if you bust up under that button-up shirt, totally just the little cloud with the bolt on it. I don't know. I'm making things up. Let's make pretend. Hub preempts their programming on Christmas Day to feature a My Little Pony Yule log.
Yeah, it's a Yule log.
Yeah.
What's the deal with that?
Thing, I guess.
I don't know.
Starting on Wednesday, 25th, Hub will preempt regular programming to run its take on the Yule log for 4 hours in animated fireplace. We'll showcase Christmas music and characters from the Hub network making cameo appearances. Okay.
So, I'm seeding the karaoke. I'm still downloading it. Okay. I'm downloading it 3 megabytes a second and still seeding up at 100 kilobytes a second. I'll let that sit for a while. I've got the bandwidth.
Let's see. Future comic news. Cutie Mark Crusaders and Discord.
Yep. We've discussed this in the past as the next line. It's the first one is Applejack and Pinkie Pie, and they enter a baking contest. And the second one is CMC and Discord. And those will be in January and February, respectively.
That shall be interesting. We've never seen that pair interact, so...
There is a new set of pony plushies in Japan, which, that's not what I... Okay.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so this is weird. Okay, Questia Daily posted the image of the various plushes and various poses and whatnot. And it shows that the main 6, and Applejack has her hat. But if you click the image for embiggening, it shows a picture. It's Celestia and Luna. It's Star Wars ponies lightsaber dueling.
There you go.
Yes, so they're actually doing Celestia as Luke and Luna as Darth Vader, and that is what we can learn from that.
So, wait, no, I'm not going to try and dissect that into who being whose father.
Let's not.
I am your sister. Oh, no. Listen, just because she's the dark one doesn't make it okay.
So, as you'd expect, somebody added in at the very bottom that Lightning Hoof has added the Toy Whiz, the jackers up of all things prices. Don't spend your money there, kids, really.
Do you want to purchase 36 packs for $100? Well, you can.
Well, that's actually not a bad price. I mean, that's only $277 a pack, which is cheaper than the $350 they are in stores. But like the Rarity and Rainbow Dash deck, they're like, oh, it's a hot item. We've jacked the price up $4.
Yeah, Pinky and Fluttershy is $19.
Oh Jesus, they've got single cards already. Let's see how much Celestia Ray of Light costs.
OP.
And she's a Fluttershy card.
Oh boy.
And they don't actually have a section yet of it. It's like they have a section ready, but they don't have any sections up. And they have the price for the two-player starter set for $19. But it's a pre-order, so we'll see about that.
Hot. Pre-order ships January.
Super hot.
All right, let's see. Bronies for Good doing stuff again. Charity double premiere, Dash of Christmas, and A Princess Carol. I see what they did there.
They both play on Sunday, December 22nd at 12:30 p.m. Eastern. Sorry, podcast listeners.
That is tomorrow.
Or if you're listening to this on the podcast download.
That was several days ago.
Then they're doing... Blue Screen Bronies are doing a 48-hour gaming stream for Child's Play. So... you would like to, well, let's see. The stream is going now, and it'll be over after podcast listeners get this file. So it's cool that they're happening. Thumbs up. Charity is great. But if you're a podcast listener, you're out of luck.
Poor podcast listeners. Always have it rough.
They have not added Lightning Hoof to the Toy Wiz store. No, they have. It was added by Lightning Hoof that Toy Wiz has in their store. I can't English. Blue Eyes White Celestia. Jinzo Luna edition. What's that? You wanted to play friend cards? Too bad.
Trap card.
You're going to use my catapult turtle to shoot my thing at your castle and cause it to crash because that's totally how the game mechanics work in America.
I would like to set up one of those lock decks that would simply make it so that the other person can't play so that they can then get mad and toss their cards at me.
And hey, free cards.
It's like, hey, let's play this game about friendship. Nope, I play. You go sit down.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's news. Wow, we still got an episode to talk about.
Well, you've been going only an hour 16. Jeez.
Yep. All right, well, let's stop being casuals and get to this. Oh, the usual stuff. Spoiler warning. We're going to spoil the latest episode because that's what we do. We're big meanie heads. Actually, first, let's spoil the comic.
Yep.
That sounds like a better thing to do. We're going to go ahead and talk about the latest comic. I have not seen the mainline comic, but I definitely do have the micro here. So let me go ahead and pull that up.
Well, we can hold off on the mainline comic if you haven't read it yet.
No, go ahead. Go ahead. I don't mind. It's the continuation. Is it the end of the pirate story?
Yes.
Okay. All right. So let's do mainline comic. So last time we had it, there were pirates, there were ponies, there were things. How was it, Sandy?
It was pretty good, and basically once it's explained what Hoofbeard is after, it's a aw kind of thing. The ponies are pirates, and they get tired of dealing with Hoofbeard's shenanigans, and basically they go on to perform a mutiny, and because they're like, we're tired of your nonsense, we want to go home. And basically they capture Hoofbeard, put him in the brig, and they look at his map, and they're like, wait a minute, the X is really moving around. What's going on here? And basically it turns out that, gasp, Hoofbeard was using a magical map to track a group of sea ponies, or mermares, actually, not sea ponies. They're called mermares. And they're actually fairly identical in design to the ones from that one book, the Under the Sparkling Sea. And it turns out that Hoofbeard was in love with a mermare. And they're like, but we are from two worlds. We cannot live together. And then Twilight's like, I'm an alicorn. And fixes that problem.
You are now fixed. I don't know. These I just I caught a glimpse of the mermare. They've got some cute designs.
Oh yeah, they're well designed. And basically
they're certainly not Shooby-Doo. That's
yeah. And Fluttershy learns that you can't force any pony or any fishy to stay with you. You need to trust that love will bring you back together when it's not for you to decide. And she frees the fish who is kept imprisoned in a coconut in her hat. So Fluttershy learns a lesson, and Hoofbeard finds his love. And then basically they're like, let's go home.
Okay, that was something.
That sure was an adventure.
Was Rainbow Dash still... Rainbow Dash appears to still be all pirate.
Yes, actually, and she's actually referred to as Pirate Dash. And so I'm sure that that the actual mod of Pirate Dash, considering they also basically looked at the design, I was like, that looks good. And so I'm sure that Ask blog is feeling kind of awesome.
Yeah.
They're like, yeah, they took an idea that I had, made into a comic book.
So let's see. I don't know what the next issue is. All I see is the fact that that Twilight is aghast that something has eaten her books.
Yes. The next one, and they've actually released the preview, is there are bookworms that have invaded Ponyville.
Oh, no.
An invasive species that eats books. And the preview has been released, and Twilight flips out because, oh my gosh, these things have eaten books.
But she likes books.
Yes. She hates the fact that they've eaten books. She's aghast. And she's like, immediately tries to kill the first one she sees.
Wait, Twilight, cool it.
Fluttershy's like, no. So, again, the mainline pony comics continue to be very good.
You know what is also really good? The Luna Micro.
Yes, indeed. Done by Katie Cook, Andy Price, and Heather Breckel, who we've had on the show a couple times now. It is, again, a very good... this one actually kind of tips the overall quality of the Micro series as a whole up a couple notches because it's really good. And most of them have been middling to but there's been a couple of really, really good ones.
And
like
this is
Celestia
up there.
And Luna and Rarity and Pinkie Pies. And the other ones are kind of middling. But
yeah, this one is certainly in the better tier.
Definitely.
Like it's gorgeous. The jokes hit really well. The basics is Luna, after a rousing day of going out into the Everfree Forest, ends up going, I can do the day shift. What are you talking about? I got this. It can't be that hard.
Anything you can do, I can do as well.
And then proceeds to understand exactly everything Celestia does in a day in her mega organized fashion.
Yes, and
if you wonder where Twilight got it from, Celestia.
And I have to say that, people complaining that Luna was out of character is like, well, yes, she has been up a very long time, but she's also in line with the actual representation of her in the comics. That, she's learning and, she's willing to go and have fun and do stuff. And, she's invigorated and adjusting to life in the modern age. At one point she's like, oh, let us gaze upon the daily lives of the peasants. And it's like, you shouldn't say that. Serfs? No. Peons? Definitely not. Civilians?
I do want to bring this
work.
There were some good returning characters inside of here. You saw Fancy Pants. He was back. Yep. There was this dude in armor that was back. some Flash Sentry dude.
Yep. There's a Bat Pony and a Night Guard Day Guard passing. Morning, Sam. Night, Ralph. It's a reference to old school Looney Tunes comics or cartoons. And Octavia is in Canterlot, and there's Flash Sentry, and it's a very good comic.
It's very good. It's very dense, and there's a lot of interesting stuff going on. Looney gets a pet.
Yes, and your nemesis, the Flim Flam brothers, are involved as well.
They seem to try and swindle everyone everywhere.
And the hippie ponies from the Rarity Micro show up because that was also written by Cook and Breckle, or Cook and Price.
I adore that screen right there. The big spread, just the entire, like, all right, well, we'll just do everything at once, and then just this massive spread of just general chaos.
Yes. And some of the faces that Luna makes are very, very cute as well. She's like, "Can I have cake for lunch? Do you know what refined sugar will do to you? It'll make me most happy." And she has this cute little pouty look.
I'm just delving into this right now. Oh, there's a derpy pone. I found a derpy pone. She's in that big.
She's in the big spread.
She's in the big spread. Let's see. There's a vinyl. There is. There's a picture of Chrysalis.
As Public Enemy #1.
Absolutely. This is great. I really do like. This is one of the better ones, and I don't think Luna's anywhere out of character on this.
And she gets like offended at one point. She's like, "Oh, Celestia, your sister would banish me to the moon if she saw what you just did." And Luna is like, "Let's not use that particular illusion again, shall we?" So,
then the points where she loses her mind, she mishears something, is like, "Yes, good, fire shining armor. What's next on the agenda?" Yeah. Having fun and playing chess with the peons. No, it's good. It's the Luna Micro was really, really fun. It's again, we usually tell you how good the comics are and that you should go check them out, and this is not this one is not to be missed, especially for all of you Luna fans.
And of course there is a Katie Cook. I'm gonna guess this is Katie's art. But whoever does the art for the side story at the end is completely adorable and perfect for these little short comics.
Oh yeah.
It's only 2 pages, and Luna's deciding on a pet, and she decides that she shall take the possum that you see in the preceding story. He is named Tiberius. Yes, it's one of those. It's incredibly cute and is good for these short stories, but I don't know if she would want to do an entire comic in that style.
Let me see if we can. I don't see any details of who does the after comics. I'm sure we could probably tweet them and they would give us some inkling.
Yep.
Let's see. Yeah. So that's good. How about we talk about a Spike-isode? Spike-isode. How about we talk about some Power Ponies? Ready for this?
Yeah, it was pretty good.
All right, so let's see. Let me pull up the Film Wiki so I make sure I get the spiel right, because it is important. Scroll a little bit. Episodes. All right, so let's get ready for some Power Ponies. We wish to tell you about the episode that aired today. Scroll back up. Power Ponies. There were a lot of people on this one. So let's see. Power Ponies, Season 4, Episode number 6, overall Episode number 71, original air date, December 21st, 2013, written by a whole host of people. Megan McCarthy, Charlotte Fullerton, and Betsy McGowan. Storyboarded by Mike West and Steve Garcia. And, yeah. Ponies become superheroes. Dragon becomes superheroes. What do? What'd you think, Sandy?
Well, it was certainly one of the most out there episodes they have done. The very first to get the Y7 with FV, the fantasy violence designation, which is interesting. Because, yes, there was plenty of cartoony, supervillainy violence in this episode. The basic conceit is that Spike has gotten himself a comic book and wants to help out. He's enjoying the comic, but he also wants to help out. And the main six is like, nope, you're just a baby dragon. You don't have magic. You don't have wings. You have hands, but I'll let Applejack adjust that painting of apples with her mouth, because why not?
Because reasons.
And so he goes off to read his book, and turns out, oh, it's enchanted. And he reads the tiny fine print that doesn't say anything inappropriate, and they get sucked in, and the main six see this, and they're like, oh no, we must save the Spike. And they all get sucked in as well.
Now, the one thing that I'm missing on this Friendship is Magic wiki article is the fact that it never actually says Spike's name. Oh, there it is, Humdrum. There we go.
Yeah. He is the character Humdrum, and apparently is the Power Ponies bumbling joke sidekick.
Around for the laughs while everyone else does all the actual work, which, if we've listened to anything amongst the last few seasons about My Little Pony, it has been that exact same thing with Spike. It's just a feeling of like, why is he here? He's just kind of here. He just does stupid stuff and just kind of get... I hear it plenty of times where it's like, God, Spike is just annoying. I'm sure you probably have too, Sandy.
Yup.
I don't entirely agree with that sentiment, but I also agree that he does tend to fall into a comic relief, somewhat bumbling category more often than not.
Yeah, and I mean, this was not a bad Spike episode. It's basically Spike is the guy with the knowledge. He's the unpowered buddy who knows what's going on. Because the main six are given these powers, and the first time they try to use it, it goes very, very poorly. And then Spike tries to prevent the entire storyline from happening by stealing the MacGuffin, and whoops, he bumbles, and the object falls into the hands of the maniac, who is apparently she has tentacle hair, as Dylan suggested. It was more, she was more poison ivy.
Kind of
with
poison
a little dash of,
yeah,
with a dash of Joker.
A little dash of Joker and some Doc Ock.
Yeah, and it was also interesting to note when they do that first pan up after he looks down the building and it pans over the city, it has the Zeppelin flying like in the old Batman cartoons.
Nice.
And also apparently it has what looks like the Twin Towers, but it could just be the Sears Towers. Who knows?
I think it's also I think it's also simply them just putting buildings over there at the side.
They're two tall buildings in the distance. But basically, the main six try to use their powers to get caught and
get hairsprayed.
With super mega hold. And it's up to Spike to save the day in the end. Well, or at least free the main six so they can save the day. All in all, I thought the episode was really well paced. It was well animated, well drawn. The characters kind of figured out their powers by the end. And of course, at the very end, you got to see what Fluttershy's true power was.
Which was predictable.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
Turns out that she is, in fact, Flutterhulk.
You know, I'm probably going to be the weird contrarian on this. There's been a lot of like push towards Fluttershy's character where she is just like this tiny little rage machine. And I'm not entirely sure. Like it, I don't know. I don't entirely think that I like that. Like, here's what I think would have been. Oh no, I'm going to fandom an idea. Poo poo poo. One thing I think that would have been funny is that instead of doing the Hulk thing, which granted, makes sense with with some of the stuff that they've been doing recently, where she gets super assertive about something and takes it to the nth degree, as if she would have done something Jean Grey / Stare style and just...
Yeah, it turns out she was like Phoenix or something.
She's just psychic locked to the entire thing, because she does have that Stare ability that's now no longer being used. But, the Hulk is more of an identifiable character, and, it's more out there and fantastical, so fantastical. I do think that Flutter Hulk looks disturbing.
Yeah, I thought it looked kind of terrifying. It's like, hey, look, it's it's like Roid Rage, except even crazier looking. Holy crap!
Yeah, I would have preferred a Psylocke or something, or I don't know.
But,
yeah, however,
psychic hoof blades.
It does play as the real Abba says. It plays against her character, which is the reason they did it. So
yeah, it was not bad.
No, certainly not. I just think as the character growth of Fluttershy, I'm afraid that they are falling too much into this habit of simply going, she's the timid girl until you set her off.
Yes, she's full of rage.
Yeah.
On the inside, she's the kind animal lover, but God help you if you mess with her animals.
I know, that's the thing that gets me. Her friends are getting beaten and fighting and everything, and it just takes...
She's concerned.
She's concerned, but the moment you hit that lightning bug, ooh, you're in for it now.
Well, I could also say that maybe it was, she knows her friends can handle themselves.
Oh, God.
But a little bug,
Stop it. Stop it. All right, sorry, that was... started playing some sort of Barbie thing when I went to the FemWiki page. Bad. Keep going.
That's confusing.
Absolutely. So you're saying?
Yeah, I think maybe people could kind of wave it away saying, Fluttershy knows her friends can take care of themselves, but a little bug that wasn't doing anything, doesn't deserve to get nearly killed by her evil mane of doom, by the maniac's evil mane.
So they had to invent a MacGuffin to actually pull Fluttershy into the fight.
Well, it's not even that. I just think, she had to have a reason to her character, I suppose.
Mm-hmm.
Where she's like, okay, she cares about the, she cares about critters great and small, and how dare this evil, she's beating up her friends, she's doing this terrible stuff and wants to destroy the city, but holy crap, she just, nearly killed a little firefly. I don't know. It's consistent with her character, but it seemed kind of silly too.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Episode wise, I liked it better than Daring Do.
Daring Don't, you mean?
The Daring Do episode. Let's yeah.
I liked it as a whole. I still think that Mania, whatever we're going with, it's probably my favorite. But I think this comes in a second. I think that of the Spike episodes we've had, I think this is probably the strongest one.
Yeah, I would say it's probably the first good one.
Yeah, like I don't think any of the other ones particularly were interesting or memorable. Yeah, there we go. It's explained what happened in that Applejack Spike one beyond the fact that he had some sort of Wookiee blood oath.
Yeah.
So, no, I think it's good.
Go.
Pretty much. But yeah, I think it was a good Spike episode. Definitely was out there. Definitely was interesting. I do feel that it is, I feel sad for the people that actually voted for Power Ponies when we were doing the nominations, and I had to remove them because it hadn't aired yet, and then it aired and it went, all right, I think it's better than the CMC episode by a little bit.
Yeah, I would. Of this year's, I would say that Daring Don't would be the least favorite, but none of them have been bad yet.
So yeah, I particularly, I can't even say bad about Daring Don't, because I think I enjoyed that pretty well. I don't think there's been any that I'll go like meh.
It's like, I wouldn't watch that again.
Daring Don't was just weird because it established weird plot holes between different things. So weird continuity, just like pourquoi? All right, huh? That's my think. Let's see. Was it a Spike episode though? And what about Just for Sidekicks? I can't even remember Just for Sidekicks.
That was the one where he has to take care of the pets.
Yeah, that's how nigh forgettable it was. Like,
it was okay.
It was okay. I think it's a Spike episode. It was centered around him fixing a problem, and the ending was, "You're useful. Now we're going to get back to work. Okay, bye."
Yeah, and that was kind of the end of the episode. It's like, yeah, that's great. You sure helped us. Right. Now we've got to go get back to fixing up this castle because princesses need castles.
Okay, thanks. Bye.
I sure hope, don't worry, Spike, I got a room in the dungeon set aside for you. Or something. Because they've released the art. It shows, like, the castle restored.
Really? I haven't seen that yet.
Well, it's not like it's even, like, really good art. It's just, it's like a background vector that shows the castle in a completed state or in a repaired state. And I'm going to assume that they continue to do so throughout the season to, I guess, the end point that Twilight would not necessarily live there all the time because she still has to be the librarian, but she might also, have sort of a weekend home or something.
She finds out that she's just, she does all this work and then finds out Luna's moving in.
Yeah, she's like, yeah, we had a bit of a royal separation going on. We figure that Luna should take over the Everfree part because, she's all good with the monsters and stuff.
We felt like we need some repair to our summer cottage. So, thanks a ton. Like, thanks a billion, Twilight. That's fantastic. You did a great job with this place. Anyway, so if you could leave...
It's like, that's cool. We'll make sure that you get your renovations done to that tree you live in. Yeah. But thanks for all the hard work.
Yeah, we'll totally make sure you get your deposit back. That's great. Troll face, princesses walking away. Okay, bye.
So there's that.
Don't forget to lock the doors behind you.
Leave your keys with the doorman.
In today's episode of Meanest Princesses.
Mean mares.
There you go. So, yeah. All right. Let's see if there's anything else of note. Lots of stallion goons to fight.
Yep. They're all hairdressers.
I thought Pinky was good this episode.
Yeah, she played the Flash, and she was a very silly Flash. But a good iteration of that character.
Yep, that one was a pretty good rarity as a Green Lantern-esque.
Yeah, she was definitely a Lantern. Probably say a Star Sapphire because all of her stuff was purple. But even then, she did a very good job. She got the hang of her powers very quickly.
Mm-hmm. And let's see, I'm trying to think who the other, because I can't entirely place what Twilight or Dash were.
Dash would be like Storm. And Twilight could be, she could be like Superman because she had the cold and the heat vision, the blue and the red. Or she could, I think that's probably the best option of the.
She couldn't possibly be Shazam.
No, I don't think she would be.
Don't even know. Let's see.
Well, because she doesn't yell Shazam,
which is what you got to do.
Yeah, of course.
I think it was a fine episode. I think it was good. Hasn't been one that has completely been like, this is the best thing ever. But they've all been really, really solid, and there's not been one that I can that I feel like I could sit here and be like, that was the dud of the season.
Well, we haven't gotten to the Meriwether Williams episodes.
Oh, calm down. Let's see. Let me pull this back up. Let's see. Reopen tab. Reopen tab. Come on now. Where's the thing so I can... All right, let's see what next week is so we get a good idea what we're looking at. We are looking at bats. Bats.
Ah, yeah.
Bats. The episode is called Bats.
Fruit bats?
Episode Bats.
Episode Bats.
More fruit bats!
Bats.
I love bats!
It's bats.
Bats!
Bats.
Bats!
With an exclamation point.
Bats.
Hey!
It's bats.
I'm betting!
It's written by Meriwether Williams. Season 4, Episode 7, 72. Going to be airing next week, of course. Bats! Exclamation point, bats!
It will be interesting.
And they stated some of the information of it it was written by Megan McCarthy as an April Fool's Day joke that the 11th episode of the 4th season would be titled Bats, and that it's just like the musical Cats with, bats and ponies, but mostly bats. What?
Thanks, Megan McCarthy.
Oh.
It will be interesting.
Yeah, it is. It is definitely fruit bats related. So more bats.
Yep. Now the question is, well, are they? They're vampire fruit bats. So the question is, will we see a vampony? Will somebody get bit?
Oh.
Is somebody going to have to stake Fluttershy?
Just hits her with a stake. Ow. Sorry.
That's how it works, right? Where did you get this slab of meat?
Well,
Do we know this? Did we know this cow?
let's
Don't
not talk about that.
Let's not ask too many questions, Fluttershy. You know how we work.
Remember, asking questions is how you get in trouble. So says Celestia.
Celestia knows what's best for you.
Well, we'll be so next week we'll talk about bats.
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 That'll be interesting.
I guarantee you next week we'll be batty for bats.
Angel will be Angel will be eaten by a fruit bat because they think he looks like a marshmallow.
Oh no.
Even though, yeah.
It is now.
But reasons. Hush.
All right. That has been Power Ponies. So good for that. That's great. We don't have any emails, do we?
No. Well, we got one email that was like somebody sending us random images, which isn't exactly podcast conducive. And then we had somebody saying, "Where's the episodes?"
Yeah.
And then Pico sent us one saying, "Yo, you need to reply to me about this."
Oh, okay.
Which we'll have to do off air.
I suppose so. All right, well, let's go ahead and move forward then. As said, you can always email us at bronyville@gmail.com. That seems right.
Yep.
By the way, guys, cool, you got one cool things to add in there. Awesome. I love it when I don't commit and then you guys fill in the blank. All right, well, let's see. 5-star iTunes Bronies. We are at 825 reviews, thanks to Desert Nocturne and Jared Barton for leaving a review. And hooray for donations. Thanks to F. Granberg and Jay Kalari for leaving us donations over there at Brony Show or BronyvillePodcast.com on the right-hand side. As stated, we use those to get new equipment, which we're pretty good on that right now, though we're having some problems with our streaming machine, so we might have to figure that out.
Yup.
And... and then just getting around. I got to get this my co-host Goober over here to the Bay in a few months, so we got to figure that out.
Yep. Gotta come out for BabsCon.
The Babsiest.
This is not BatsCon.
Bats. BatsCon.
Bats!
Friendship has gone batty. No, we should use that next week.
We're batty!
That should. Thank you,
Holy crap,
Starry.
Starry. Please stop.
You are craziest pony. All right, well, let's go ahead and do one cool thing time. I'm going to abduct these awesome one cool things, but I'm going to use another cop-out and make sure you vote for the Bronyville 2013 Golden Muffin Awards. The votes are up, so the link will be added to my one cool thing. Make sure we're at 900 votes right now, which is pretty fantastic. We're getting a really good sample on all those. So even with the trials and tribulations we've gone through, we've still gotten a great, enormous response from all you guys, and we appreciate that because one means that you guys care, you actually are interested in these awards and what comes out of them, and two, it's I always like seeing interesting data and just sitting there going, ooh, this is who the best pony is. It's I don't know, vote counting, it gives me a little thrill. It's bizarre.
Yes, quantifiable data.
Let's see. So yeah, go take care of that. That would be awesome if you could leave a vote. Note, as I stated, that any of the beginning ones you don't have to vote on, but it's just the last one, like best filly, best background pony in a supporting role, best supporting pony in a supporting role, best pony of the year, etc. are all required because come on, you can't just put in somebody for every single entry and then just leave. So yeah, go check that out. Sandy, what do you have here for yours?
My one cool thing this week is a very cute little animation titled The 12 Days of Fluttershy's Christmas. It is a Fluttershy, it's an animation and version of Fluttershy singing 12 Days of Christmas. And it is very cute.
All right, let's see. All right, I'm loading up some of these other things. Looks like we have VFX Our Magic 2 listed here, a PMV. Let's see, I'm trying to see what we have up there. Oh yeah, this is one of those. It's one of those. It's a music video, but also looks like somebody is testing out their video production skills. I think I saw this a week or two ago.
It's like, check out all the visualizations. Woo!
So many filters.
Nothing really wrong with that, though.
Nope. Let's see. Looks like we got some images here. I guess Pixel Kitty's put up a comic, it would seem.
Yep. As you would expect. Apparently she did it at like 5 a.m. or something like that. It's ridiculous. Pixel Kitties is a hard-working pony.
And then she wins the running of the leaves just cause. Oh, and great. Good old Spike with a bucket on his head. Wins every award.
She's like, I get everything. I am best speedy pony. She is one with the speed force.
I like how just Spike just gives I don't even care anymore. I'm done.
He's seen some stuff.
Oh, this Twilight and Smarty is actually really. This is a take on the old Calvin and Hobbes stuff.
Yep.
I love that. I adore that.
It is very cute stuff.
That's great. I love that. Oh, that's so good. All right, and let's see, and how they made scenes for Hearthwarming Eve. There's a how-to making of animatic or something that shows. Let's see what we got. Oh yeah, they're showing the background, working in the layers, how everything was put together for that. So yeah, if you like a little bit of behind-the-scenes work on a holiday episode, you can totally check that out. That's pretty good. All right, that's cool. That takes us to the end, Sandy. We're done.
Yay! It's over.
Close up shop. We're done.
Yep. Let's play some Starbound.
Starry may want to steal me for a little bit, but maybe.
Unacceptable.
I know. I'm sorry.
Oh, we got to do the
Yeah, we have a birthday party. We have a Jewish friend that was born on Christmas that we got to go see. I know it's a joke, but he's actually just a local friend.
Is his name Jesus?
No.
Oh, that would have been very appropriate.
It would have, but he's not.
Wow.
But yeah, we got to go to a early birthday party for him, and exchange gifts because it's gift exchanging time. I've already got Starry's gifts all wrapped up terribly over there. You and Dylan all gifted up.
Oh no, this year we're just kind of like,
here's your thing.
It's just like Christmas.
Come on, get that holiday cheer. Where's that holiday?
Our Christmas tree is up. It's our roommate's Christmas tree. There's approximately 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8 ornaments on the thing. It is the most sad-looking anemic Christmas tree.
You know what?
And
go ahead.
We're just totally not doing much in the way of Christmas this year. It's kind of sad.
We've got a Christmas tree up, and we had a lot of ornaments on it, but our little jerk cat decided to knock off every single ball ornament he could find. So
he's a cat.
Yeah, so every single of the normal ornaments are still up, but anything that was a ball ornament is now scattered to the wind in this apartment.
Nice.
So, yay for cats. But yeah, we got a ton of presents over here. Ooh, it's almost time to get presents.
Yeah.
Yeah. Some of them are big, too. Starry's got a big present. Hope she likes her presents. I can't really beat last year, but I got her a camera. Really nice camera. All right. Well, you know what, Sandy? We should probably call this.
Yep.
Call this episode. Oh, look, and the butthead cat has showed up. Hi, butthead cat. I love you, even though you're a butt kid. All right. Well, Sandy, you're the Thunderbringer.
Yep, count on me.
I do. And I also count on all of our fans, be it if you are in Justin TV or if you're listening to the podcast. We love all you. We love you. I ain't kidding. Thank you all for listening and, just doing what you do. We make this episode for you every single week through trials and tribulations, whatever happens. We're here. For now.
Not getting rid of us that easy.
For now. All right. BronyShow.com or BronyvillePodcast.com is where you can find us. You can email us at Bronyville@gmail.com. You can join us roughly every Saturday, noon Pacific at Justin.tv/BronyvillePodcast. iTunes reviews. We love them. We got to keep up there against the Night Vale, Kevin Smith, Chelsea Dailies of the world.
Yes.
You can listen to the show on Celestia Radio every Tuesday, 3 p.m. Pacific, 6 p.m. Eastern, 11 p.m. UTC. My Twitter account is at Bronyville.
Mine's at Chef Sandy.
Meetup groups. I am part of the Bronies of Northern California.
Mine's Brony's North Texas.
And conventions. I'll probably be going to FC and BabsCon. Sandy there.
BabsCon.
So you can catch us there. We will do stuff. And that's episode 134. Sure.
Yeah.
We'll go with that. Seems good. Yep. I think we'll leave it at that. Sleep well, every pony.
Adios. Sweet. I hiccup my way.